In the news this week, shark populations causing tensions again with dispute over figures.
New report revealed commuters are seeking new travel options as traffic congestion worsens. Plus football showdown. Perth Glory will face off Chelsea FC at the new Optus Stadium.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Lund and Danielle Staniskov.
Good evening. A CSIRO report has recorded the population of great white sharks on Australia's east and west coasts. Tensions have flared again between Federal Environment Minister George Frydenberg and the state's Fisheries Minister Dave Kelly, disagreeing over the latest shark figures. Taylor Hanna has the details.
The CSIRO report released this week detailed there are approximately 1,460 sharks off WA's coast, with no increase in the southwestern population.
Debunks one of the myths that's out there, and that is that there's been a significant increase in the number of great whites off our coast. This report shows that there hasn't in fact been an increase in great white sharks.
We know that juvenile sharks, and that's sharks under 4 metres, are still dangerous, and they weren't actually included in these figures.
Libby Mettam, Liberal MP, said Minister Kelly has chosen some very select figures in order to feel comfortable about doing nothing for WA's shark issue. However, the introduction of personal shark deterrents by the Labor government saw 1,500 West Australians take up the subsidiary, with a 90% protection rate when having close encounters with sharks. Fisheries Minister Dave Kelly urges Minister Frydenberg to put the federal government's money where his mouth is and to provide funding for more research and safety measures.
He's spent $0 in Western Australia on shark mitigation. He's given us lots of gratuitous advice, but absolutely no financial assistance.
Taylor Hanna, WAMN News.
Commuters are being pushed to frustration by high traffic congestion, with new data revealing more people are rethinking their commute to avoid traffic. Although alternative travel options are becoming increasingly attractive to commuters, experts believe more changes are needed. Nelson Liu reports.
Perth commuters are travelling freely on Kwinana Freeway, but during peak hour, cars will be bumper to bumper. It's a common sight on city roads across Australia, but more people are considering leaving their cars at home to avoid traffic.
Very clearly, some parts of the city you have to get rid of cars from.
A report by transport company Here Technologies reveals 1 in 5 people nationally are rethinking their daily commute because of gridlock. 56% prefer walking, cycling or public transport as more appealing options.
We know that the people who are using public transport at the moment are very happy with it.
While more people are interested in driverless vehicles in Perth at around 20%, the highest in Australia.
Electric vehicles, especially with autonomy, they will be coming, but we have to manage that as well.
Although driverless vehicles are an appealing solution to Perth's traffic congestion, experts believe the answer isn't more roads.
It's a very short-term solution. They fill up again, just quickly.
There are also concerns fewer people are using public transport.
In the context of the government spending billions of dollars on rail projects, what they need to do is understand why it is public transport figures are declining so rapidly.
But Main Roads believes infrastructure and transport network improvements will cut congestion. Nelson Liu, WAMN News.
Proposed changes to espionage laws is now supported by both the Turnbull government and the opposition. The overhaul will make it harder for journalists to be prosecuted for publishing sensitive information, whereas the original drafting of the treason laws could have seen journalists jailed for doing their job. Martin Turner, MEAA-WA president, says it's becoming increasingly difficult for journalists to report on matters without falling foul on the laws.
It goes to an issue about their own freedom. They need to understand that real freedom is about the right to expression, and journalism is one of the primary areas where expression can be done in a free and fair way.
Farmers are being encouraged to lend their voices to the parliamentary inquiry discussing the issue of genetic modification contamination and the compensation of non-GM farmers who have their crops contaminated. Greens agriculture spokesperson Diane Evers says that it's hard for farmers who are uncomfortable with GM to speak out amidst fears of being marked by their community.
They opened it up for submissions, which close on the 16th of February. So that's next Friday. I really hope that if there's farmers out there who have concerns about this, that they put in their submission, and it can be put in confidentially or privately.
World Radio Day is a day to appreciate, observe and celebrate the unique power that radio has to bring to people all over the world. In 2018, the day takes a focus on radio and sports and the common thread of community participation. 60BA FM station manager Paul Pearson says that the day is a great demonstration into the strengths of radio.
It's only recent times it's actually come out, but for the last 4 years it's been more of a big thing. And it's basically emphasising what radio can do for communities, and that it is a force to be reckoned with. It's a very powerful force to get the message across about communities and what they're about.
In the United States, the House has passed last-minute new budget measures to end government shutdown, paving a way for spending increase. A shutdown has occurred for hours after midnight for the second time this year, as some Republican senators objected deficit spending. The bill was finally passed with 240 yes and 186 no, with President Donald Trump signing the bill to extend funding to the 23rd of March. Bangladesh opposition leader Khaleda Zia has been sentenced to 5 years in jail after she was convicted of fund embezzlement. The court has found the leader guilty of stealing more than $250,000 from an orphanage trust. Mrs. Zia has dismissed the charges, saying it was politically motivated. There were clashes outside court as her supporters confronted security forces, with police firing tear gas to disperse the crowds.
And finally this week, Optus Stadium will be filled by a sea of blue in July when Premier League football powerhouse Chelsea faces off against Perth Glory. A sellout crowd of more than 60,000 local and international fans are expected to pack the arena for the event, which will also include training sessions open to the public. The state government says the friendly event will boost WA's tourism, with hopes international supporters will stay to experience the city.
We're all very excited about it, and there's no doubt that Chelsea will bring their strongest possible side to this game in a very important match in the lead up to the 2017-2018 Premier League season.
It's the first time Chelsea has been to Perth in 44 years.
And that's our weekly news and current affairs. You can catch up with our latest news on our website and Facebook.
From Danielle, myself and the rest of the team, until 8 o'clock next Sunday, a very good evening to you.
Good night.